What legal situation happened while you were playing basketball?
We were playing basketball. It was actually at a church gymnasium.
Okay.
We're playing. It was after some pickup games, so this guy was wanting to play some one-on-one afterwards.
Okay.
We played a couple games. I'd won more than he had won. Basically, he was getting really frustrated. One time when I went by him, shoot a layup, he met me at the rim pretty hard, fouled me pretty hard. I ended up landing on my wrist. Ended up having to have surgery.
Oh, no.
I didn't have insurance at the time.
Oof.
Kind of at a loss as to how I should go about this or what my rights are. He was definitely aggressive. It wasn't a typical basketball play. Sure, he would have gotten, an intentional foul on it.
The language that our caller has used here, Kobe has used, is actually good. It's about the typicality within the sports because, one, people do get fouled. The whole game is built around the fact that someone is going to have a foul and that there will be some punishment within the game, and then we know that there will be injuries.
Yeah.
Now, there were other people in the gym, and actually several people agreed that, hey, it was an uncalled for, it was an unnecessary.
So you had witnesses.
Foul.
How do you judge that?
It's tough. It's we don't have camera, we don't have instant replay, and I think the conversation we're having right now is part of the answer to your legal question, unfortunately, which is like, okay, let's say there was a world. Let's say there is a world where Josh and I agree to see who's the better Josh. We go play basketball, and Josh is beating me. He's a really good jump shot guy, and I get so angry that I just punch him in the back of the head, and it's on security camera. Guess what? You should be able to sue me for assault because that was completely outside of the game. There was no basketball play. I just, and to make it even easier to say that you win, Josh, the ball's not live. Like it's a check ball, so it's a dead ball. We're just on a court. I just punch you. That's assault. You have a civil claim. Okay, that's the easiest one. The hard one here is this is a live ball.
Well, my other question is really, is there any other programs or resources, or does the church even have a responsibility because
That's a great
it
question.
happened on there?
How much were you out of pocket for your injury, for your medical claims?
So my medical claims were about $22,000.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's massive. And
Out of pocket.
And that's also including rehab and everything like that.
Right. So Josh asked a really great question there, which is what about insurance? So there's two layers of insurance to consider here. One, whether you did or you didn't sign a waiver to play in the gym and maybe the league, maybe not. It doesn't really matter whether you did or you didn't sign anything because you should still take the opportunity to find out from the facility, whether it's a church gymnasium or otherwise, about what type of insurance do they have because they most likely have some type of commercial general lines called CGL. The other thing is this person you played with, it's a long shot, but they might have an insurance that covers this particular play. And if you're in a league, sometimes
like
leagues,
a general liability or something.
Yeah, like an individual might have like an umbrella policy. Again, long shot because that's not a very common thing for individuals to have, but they might. The league might have insurance if there was a league. Also, probably a long shot if it's more just amateur play. And then the church almost undoubtedly has some type of insurance. And we kind of know how this is. The church is probably gonna be like, man, we weren't responsible for this. But at the end of the day, that's the purpose of having insurance.
I think you should explore it for a couple reasons. So I think some people are going to go, oh, I don't want to sue a church.
Yes.
And yeah, sure, whatever, man. But I think it's worth exploring if you want to sue the church. And here's why. Here's my argument for it. Okay. I'm definitely bad Josh right now. So this is when you should sue a church. Okay. So you got $22,000 in medical bills to fix your wrist, okay? But it sounds to me like you're a grown man and you're able to make some money. So you were able to do that. You were able to pay. But you survived this. You're talking to us right now. You survived this. This was survivable for you. Even though it's been a big discomfort, this is not a life-ending injury. If you care about the church, you want to explore suing the church, and here's why. $22,000, you don't have to sue the church, but you want to explore it. You survived this. That church might not have proper liability insurance and they're letting anyone go in there and play basketball. And what if a kid comes in a year, in 2 years, and you didn't have the church make sure they have the proper insurance? You didn't have the church on this one do a stress test and go, hey, do we have our waivers in order? Do we have our liability insurance upright? And now this kid gets paralyzed, $500,000 policy, puts the church out of business. Church loses their building. So if you are a good Christian and you do care about the church, you need to do the exploration of, hey, church, do we have the stuff in order here? I'm not even saying I'm going to sue. I'm just asking. And this is what could happen. You contact the church and they go, actually, we're with Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever, right? And we have a policy and you're paid. Here's your $22,000. It doesn't even hurt us. Or they go, man, we didn't have this. And you go, you know what? I forgive it. Call it my tithes. I'm paid up for the next year. And then now they go and they get the proper paperwork, and now they're protecting the rest of the congregation. Is that? Can we get an amen?
Okay, so let's first say you do want to, for the same reason you want to do it with the church, you do want to confront the individual. I'd say your best bet to really kind of get movement is even if you just wrote a letter. ChatGPT is a really good way to put some stuff together to use the right language.
It's not a lawyer, but it's probably better than you.
Yes, most likely. And it'll really kind of raise the stakes for this person so that if they do have, right, maybe they're like, look, dude, I don't make that much. Here's my circumstance. I can give you $2,000. Well, now you're down to $20,000 of the 22, right? Yeah. So there's still something, and this person may contribute, maybe not. Maybe they're a bad person and they won't. The other part is, and we're going to send you some of these resources afterwards, there are a number of companies that actually help with people who are uninsured and how to help reduce their medical expenses or help to reclaim some dollars. So we'll send you some of that as part of the post-call resources. But yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely worth pursuing to see if there's something there.
1 second, real quick, caller. I don't know how to ask this in an appropriate way. Do you show that you make a lot of money on your taxes?
I make enough to pay for that.
Okay, because I know that every hospital has a financial program. If you submit your taxes in a letter, they can wipe out either part of your entire bill. So that's something to do. Most hospitals have like a, like a fund that people donate to, and it goes there.
Actually, that's the most organic alley-oop, keeping on this basketball team I've ever heard of. Bill is actually one of the founders of a company called Care Guide. Bill, how does Care Guide help people?
That's true. So we actually help companies and their employees and families, regular Americans, every single day to help reduce their medical expenses and debt and things like that. And there's a number of other companies. Some people might say they're competitors, but frankly, we're all on the same team to help try and patch the holes of the healthcare system.
So the hospital gives you a big bill, and then the Care Guide goes, no, and you get a smaller bill.
Right. And what Josh just mentioned is all 5,000 community hospitals in this country are required in order to keep their nonprofit status under IRS Code Section 501R to have a financial assistance program. And even if you don't make it's a sliding scale, so 100 million Americans qualify for reduced or free care. But here's the thing, the hospital doesn't have to tell you.
Yeah.
They don't have to help you fill it out. They don't have to let you know it's available. So caller, this may not apply to you. That's going to be one of the resources that we send you. This is something you could do on your own without even having to pay for it. But other listeners might hear this, and we'll make sure those resources are available in the comments.
Guys, we're bad at YouTube. Please like, subscribe. We should have said it earlier in the video, but we care so much about helping people, we don't even ask at the top. But if you want to help us help more people, like and subscribe. If you have a crazy legal story and you want to talk to some lawyers anonymously, for free, call us.
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Nothing at all. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, to be honest.